There is some debate about whether it's better to work out in the morning or in the afternoon. And each has its fans. As long as you're working out, what does it matter as far as I'm concerned? Although I happen to be a big fan of going in the early morning, like 5 a.m. when the doors open. Because I feel a certain kinship with the people who are at the gym at that hour. Because people are not there to pose at 5 a.m. Also, I think the gym is friendlier at that hour. People will surprise you. Just being out of bed at that hour is like a shared triumph. And on Monday of this week, I was in the gym and this young gal came in about 5:30. She was new to the place and she was kind of heavy set. It had been a while since she was in shape. And so you could tell she was a little lost and a little self-conscious, maybe about where to begin, or maybe even self-conscious about being there at all. But before she could have any second thoughts, this young guy who'd been doing bench presses sort of motions over to her, very earnestly, asks if she'll spot him. So she comes to the bar, and this guy's yoked, by the way. He's not Thor, God of Thunder, but if he collided with a fire hydrant, he'd leave a dent. So he gets on the bench, and he's banging out reps, and he's on the brink of failure, and he asks for her to help him get the bar up on the rack, and she throws herself into it, and boom, success. And he's very grateful and a little bit impressed, and he gets up, and he gives her a high five. And I couldn't hear their conversation, but he started pointing out where everything was, and the vibe was that she was feeling a lot more at home. And it's one thing to be friendly, which he was, but he was really clever about it. If you kind of unpack it, he didn't ask her if she needed help or, even call attention to the fact that she was new. She was the one doing him a favor. And when he was showing her where stuff was, it wasn't some creep hitting on her. It was just him returning her courtesy. So, I was very impressed. And I went up to this young guy later, and I told him that I thought that was a pretty cool thing to do. And he kind of smiles and he goes, "I guess I'm more than just a pretty face."